Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Pretty exciting today here in the shop. Me and Jerry have been waiting very patiently and anxiously for this day to come. As you've seen in the video, I've got the whole car polished out, cleaned up, paint work is done, and today is finally decal day. We get to get the stripes on the hood and trunk and the decals down here on the fender. And I'm gonna show you guys in this video how I like to do decals. I know there's quite a few different ways to do it. The most ways I'm comfortable doing it is the wet method. So we're gonna do it that way. And it's gonna be freaking awesome to see this finally come to fruition with the decals and stripes on it. So without further ado, let's get started, and probably throw you guys on the tripod, and you guys can just follow along as we get this thing going. All right, guys. First thing you want to do, and probably the most important part of this whole deal, putting these decals on, is make sure first your panels you're putting them on are as nice as you want them to be. You want them to have them, buffed and polished and everything as good as you can before you put them on, instead of trying to polish up next to the stripes, or the decals. So make sure your panel's ready. And then the next thing that's really important is you're going to want to use some wax and grease remover, Windex, something like that, to wipe the panel down to get dust off, but also get any residue off from your polishes, your waxes, whatever. Make sure it's a bare substrate to apply your decals. After you get that done, which I'm to that point now on this panel here, I'm just going to take my stripes out and lay them out and kind of get them where I want them, and then I'll lay down some tape to hold them there, so I can really eyeball back and forth. It's kind of like that old, measure twice, cut once deal. Take your time, make sure they're lined up exactly the way you want them before you even begin to go farther, as far as putting them on. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna get them laid out, taped down, look at them for a while, make sure they're exactly where we want them, and then we'll move forward with installing them. Now, on these stripes here in particular, they're rounded around this window opening. So that kind of helps set us up here at least. You're going to know if you're too far out, too far in, because this rolled edge isn't going to fit right up here. So that kind of helps set, the top close. And then also, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but there's a lot of air pockets and whatnot throughout this whole stripe. So what you're going to run into is when you actually put it down, it's going to lengthen the stripe some, to where if you was to set the top first, you're going to need it longer on the bottom, which is fine, but you just got to have to kind of think about that if you're here and you have that where you want it and you set the bottom first, you're going to end up longer at the top. So is what I'm going to do here is I'm concerned with down here. This is obviously important too, but I'm really concerned with how it fits this window opening. So I'm going to set that first. Once I get everything where I want, I'm going to set the top first, and then squeegee this way out to where I end up, even if it's a little bit longer here, I'll take that chance. And it's not really taking a chance, it's just going to be a little bit longer, closer down here. I need this up here to be exactly where I want it. And that's how I'm going to do both sides. You want to do both sides the same way, to where the chances of you getting them identical is pretty good. So I'm going to lay out the other, there's a decal that goes here. Actually, I'll probably wait on that. I'll get the stripes in first. I'll lay out the other stripe. Like I said, step back, look at them for a while, make sure I'm happy with them, where they're at, and then lay me a tape line and start, getting them put down. Another good tip, guys, is, and this is anytime I'm dealing with fresh paint, period. I got my tape, I'll stick it to my shirt. You do it numerous times. The more you do it, the less sticky it's going to get. I don't need this tape super sticky. I'm not painting anything. I just need it to hold. So I'll take a lot of that residue and that stickiness off of that tape before I put it on fresh paint. It's just something I've always done. Probably don't have to, but I don't get any residue left behind, or it doesn't stick super hard to anything. So I'll do that, and then I'm just gonna come here, take this stripe down right here. And so what that's gonna do is I'm gonna hone in. Like I said, I'm gonna do this top part first. I'm gonna pull it back, stick this top part to where I know it's where I want it to be at, and then I'll come back and do the bottom half after that. So tons of ways you can do this stuff, these decals. A lot of people, do it dry, which is fine. I'm not confident enough to do it dry. I found out that I like to do it wet, and it leaves for some adjustment and whatnot to get it where I want it to be. And then it takes a little bit of the room of error is a little bit bigger when you do it wet. So I'm gonna get my things together, and then I'll show you guys how I pull this back. Actually, I'll show you now, but I'll just take this tape, pull it back, and I'll stick it. And so what I'm gonna do is peel this back, cut it off, wet my area, and get this top part stuck down. So, all right, guys. Another thing, soapy water. I've just got a couple of drops of Dawn in this. You don't want it super soapy, but the soap helps it be a little bit slippery, slide a little better. And then also, you don't want to overkill the water. That's where I think a little experience comes in, where if you get too much water, it's not good, but not enough is also, for what I'm doing, not good. So I'll just put a light, and I don't know how to really explain how much water, but just a little bit in there, not too much, not too little. I know it's really confusing and kind of vague, but you'll get the feel as you do it more. But I'm just gonna spray a little bit of water on the panel. I don't need any on the decal. I'll put a little bit on the panel, and then we'll stick this down and start working it up this way. See what we got, and we'll go on to the rest of the stripe. Tape back. Be careful here not to pull your mask off. That. Then I'm gonna come up like this. Putting a little bit of pressure pulling backwards just to kind of help the bubbles come out, but not crazy amount. And then it's just going to take some time of pushing that water out. And it's going to take a little bit, decent amount of time also to push that water out. But it will come out. And sometimes you can't just push on the decal itself. You actually need to push the water completely out from underneath the whole transfer paper and everything. The idea is to get as much water out of there as you can. can also use your fingers too, push some of that stuff out. The idea is just to get it glassed out, get as much air and water out as you can at this stage. But in all honesty, a lot of it comes down to once you're done with it, like completely done with putting the decals on, you're gonna want to put it out in the sun. If you don't have any sun, it'll just take a little longer to dry, but these bubbles and stuff will come out with the sun on it. And once you have it glassed out like that, I'm gonna leave this transfer paper on there for a couple hours to where I can keep squeezing every once in a while this water and stuff out without the risk of scratching my decal, because these will scratch your decals if they are exposed, just to the decal itself. So with this transfer paper on there, you can keep coming every half hour or so and squeegeeing more and more of this water out, and not having to worry about scratching your decal. So I'm gonna leave this on there for a few hours. I'll keep squeezing every half hour or so, and then I'll probably do the other side. I'll show you how to do this side, so I'll do the other side off camera, and then I'll bring you guys back in here in a little bit whenever I go to peel these decals off, let you see what they look like. We're back, guys. It's been about 3 hours or so. I went ahead and got this other set of stripes on over here, and the Nova SS nameplate, whatever you call it, over here. And it's been about 3 hours. I've been squeezing it about every 30 minutes or so, getting bubbles and water out. So it's pretty dry now. We're going to start pulling this transfer film back so we can get a good look at what this is going to look like. I'm super excited, so let's do it. I would have a squeegee in hand when you're taking this off in case there is somewhere you need to touch up a little bit, but I would highly recommend not squeegeeing too much on this decal, without the film, because it will scratch your decal. So I'm gonna start here in one of the corners and just slowly start peeling it. You want to peel it, like away from you, like a I don't know how to explain it, but you want to pull it kind of flat and away from it, like this here, and just go slow. There's no rush. Slow is usually better about anything you do. When it comes to building cars or working on cars, usually slower is usually the way to go. Patience, that kind of stuff. So I'll slowly bring it like this here. Keep on working. Watching as I go, just kind of keep an eye on what's going on. I'm moving back forward, nice and slow and steady. Bubble there, they just come out, come out. It's the idea to have the squeegee with you. Just keep on slowly pulling it back. And if you do this too soon, you'll notice that just be watch what you're doing. You'll notice that the decal is not really set yet. It's trying to come up. And there's really no set time, because it's going to depend on how warm it is, where you're at, where you're doing this. So if it's a really hot day, it'll probably take less time. If it's a cooler day, it's going to take more time. Just like anything else, you can do something like this. So. And just be prepared that, you know, once you get done, you might want to take some wax and grease remover, wipe back over and get rid of some of the residue that might be left over on your panel. And if you got your squeegee on your paint a little bit, like I have here, it's usually, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just, you know, when you go to squeegee this, sometimes this will leave fine scratches on your surface that you can come back and kind of wipe out. You know, if you use a little polish, kind of wipe it out. But this is exactly what this turned out really good. And this don't even have any sun on it yet. So once you get this here, I'm gonna take the other side off, and then it won't be today because we're kind of starting to lose some daylight, but or not daylight, but sun. But we'll, for the next couple of days, get this out in the sun and let it really dry, and it's gonna look awesome. It's totally transformed the car. So. Go nice and slow, make sure nothing's peeling back up. Once you peel it away from your decal, your surface, like that. Like I said, you can't do any harm going slow. Heck yeah. Side just like the other. There it is. With wax and grease remover just to get, like I say, get rid of some of that residue from that film. Just kind of wipe it all down here. I wish there was some more sun today, or right out here anyways. I just want to give you guys a quick walk around of what everything looks like on there. And as you can tell, it completely changed the look of this car, at least in my opinion. With the gold wheels and all the gold and black decals, it looks amazing. Super proud of it. All right, guys, that's going to conclude the video on the decal installation of the Nova. I think we're going to have one more video on the Nova, which is pretty sad, but they've got to come to an end eventually. You know, you got to finish them eventually. So I think we have one more video on it, like the wrap-up video once everything's cleaned up. And I think there's a few little things left to do, but not really. I mean, we're right there. I mean, this thing's pretty much finished up. So stay tuned for that. It'll be definitely worth checking out. Like I said, it's been a long process for the ones that, you know, have followed this. It's been down, you know, pretty much tore down to nothing and built back up, and it's definitely a good car, and it's turned out amazing, and me and Jerry are definitely proud of it. So if you guys are liking the content we're putting out here, we're trying to put out more stuff, you know, more often. If you guys are liking what we've got going on, please consider liking, commenting, give us a subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000. We're a little over 700 right now, so we're really getting close. And you know, want to keep on putting stuff out, and there will be a next you know, we're going to get back on the 1LE next, and I've had some questions with the square body, the 79, so we'll go over that here soon too. Some big things have happened with that truck as well. So yeah, if you guys got any comments or questions on this, we pretty much put the decals on according to a bunch of reference pictures from you know, original paint cars and the original manuals and stuff like that, the GM manuals. That's where, you know, how these got their placement. So if there's any questions on where they go or measurements or anything like that, don't hesitate to put in the comments below. So I appreciate it, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.